Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, y'all see the title. Before we get into it, keep in mind everything I'm about to speak on is alleged by the feds. Now let's get into it.
I'm saying though, they got 63rd niggas, some dirty ass niggas, man.
We've been ready. On 6-0, we've been ready to put another nigga, under,
Who? Quando's a little boy. I used to have him like this, saying fuck 63rd, me and Vaughn.
There's video of this?
Google it.
They be saying slide for Vaughn. I think they trolling me.
Damn, man, what's up, man? We back with another one, man. Hope y'all having a blessed one. All right, here we got a crazy situation in the hip-hop world right now going on, man. Durk has been arrested. Just doing a little update of the situation of what's going on, man. Just sit back and chill and rock out with me. And let's get into this motherfucker, man.
The reason I just don't see them comments no more.
Thursday, October 24th, 2024, Chicago rapper Durk Banks, aka Lil Durk, was taken into custody by U.S. Marshals in Broward County, Florida, on one charge of murder for hire. Hours earlier, an indictment was unsealed out of Los Angeles, charging 5 Chicago men with the 2020 broad day murder of 24-year-old Savia Robinson, who was more commonly known as Lil Pab, the cousin of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo.
See all that broken glass there? That's where the Escalade is parked. They're getting gas when all of a sudden the windows are blown out by gunfire. They're under attack by bullets flying all over the place. To the left, Mike, you'll give you a look. See all those white evidence markers on the ground? Each one of those is by a shell casing. Gives you an idea how many rounds are fired. Police say in that alleyway, the white vehicle pulls up, 3 men get out, and they start firing at will, blasting away, targeting that black SUV, the rapper and his second person inside. Once that SUV is hit by the gunfire, they take off, they hit the gas, and they drive a few blocks away into West Hollywood. They wind up stopping over at Santa Monica and San Vicente, right in the very heart of West Hollywood. They pull over there because the wounds to the man who was hit inside the Escalade too severe. He's bleeding. They pull over. 911 is called. Paramedics rush in. They take the injured man who's hit by gunfire to the ER. He does not make it, does not survive.
Of the 5 men indicted, Didi, Vonnie, and Boogie would be identified as members or associates of OTF, a record label formed in 2010 by Lil Durk. The indictment would state on November 6, 2020, Davon Bennett, aka King Von, a high-ranking member of OTF, got into a physical altercation with Taekwon Bowman, aka Quando Rondo, at a nightclub in Atlanta, Georgia. During the fight, an associate of Quando named Lil Tim pulled out a gun and shot Von multiple times, killing him. After the murder, a man only identified as co-conspirator 1 made it clear to OTF Didi and 3 other unnamed men that he would pay a bounty to anyone who took part in killing Quando for his role in Von's death. He'd communicate this hit in coded language. OTF Didi, the cousin of Lil Durk, would double down, offering anyone responsible for Quando's death lucrative music opportunities on top of the money being promised. 2 years later, it was now August 18th, 2022. The conspirators learned that Quando was staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. OTF Didi would recruit 2 gang members from Chicago that were unaffiliated with OTF, named Flocka and Brown Eyes. Didi would have co-conspirator 3 purchase them tickets from Chicago to Sandy.
Okay, he just basically going over what we just went over type shit, but I'm still gonna look at it.
Diego by using an OTF credit card. Didi would confirm all 3 of them had the same airline tickets and would send a message on Instagram saying, "On my way to LA." Didi and another OTF associate known as Boogie traveled with Flocka, Brown Eyes, and a man only known as co-conspirator number 2 from Chicago to San Diego with the plan to kill Quando Rondo. That same day, OTF Vonnie traveled by private jet from Miami to LA to facilitate the hit. Vonnie, who could be seen shopping at Icebox with King Von in 2020, would be seen shopping again, but this time obtaining cars, ski masks, and guns for the hit team. Landing in San Diego, Didi and his team would drive to Los Angeles County, meeting up with Vonnie, who purchased 4 black ski masks from a sporting goods store in Los Angeles County using cash. Once again using an OTF credit card, Vonnie would book a hotel room at the Universal City Hotel. Vonnie would provide the hit team with guns, including a 10mm Glock with a switch. He'd also provide a white BMW and a white Infiniti with a fake license plate. With no time to waste, the hit team would get right to work, traveling to Quando's hotel to find, track, and kill him. But they'd have no luck. It wouldn't be until the next day they'd spot Quando's black Escalade. They'd follow Quando to a marijuana dispensary and then a clothing store, waiting for the right moment to strike. The feds were able to pull surveillance photos of the 2 vehicles tracking the Escalade, which eventually pulled into a gas station. We'll never know the conversation that took place inside of that car, but they decided at that moment it was time to take action. Boogie would park inside an alley next to the gas station as the 3 shooters exited the vehicle, ambushing the Escalade and opening fire. Quando Rondo was inside of the vehicle with his sister as gunfire erupted, while Lil Pab had been standing next to it outside. Bullets would shatter glass, pierce metal, and push through flesh, leaving Pab on the ground as the shooters fled. Now dying, Pab would be placed back inside of the Escalade as they drove off.
Chicago rapper Lil Durk is being held without bond. He was arrested in a murder for hire plot carried out 2 years ago.
Just 5 days ago, Lil Durk was performing at a concert for his birthday at the United Center. Our Sabrina Franza is in the control room for us with what we know so far. Sabrina.
Joe, Erica, this indictment against Lil Durk claims he hired multiple people to kill a man in retaliation of another killing and then tried to flee the country. Lil Durk held without bail in Florida. His father left court today with no comment. Investigators believe Grammy Award-winning Durk, whose full name is Durk Devontae Banks, put a bounty out for the death of rapper Quando Rondo in retaliation for the earlier murder of Chicago rapper King Von. Von was shot and killed outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta on November 6, 2020. Prosecutors detailed a timeline from that murder until August 19, 2022, when they say multiple members of OTF, the Chicago-based hip-hop group founded by Lil Durk, and associates used 2 cars to, quote, track, stalk, and attempt to murder Quando Rondo at a gas station in Los Angeles. Prosecutors say the murder was caught on video. This photo shows a screenshot of the scene in an alley behind a gas station. 3 shooters opened fire on Rondo's Escalade. The members for hire, investigators say, fired at least 18 rounds into the vehicle, actually striking and killing his cousin. Court documents say they went to In-N-Out afterwards. On the morning of October 24th, the people investigators say carried out the murder were arrested in the Chicago area. They say Durk had booked at least 3 international flights. He was taken into custody in the Miami area before boarding a private passenger plane to Italy. Now, Durk is officially charged with conspiracy to use interstate facilities to commit murder for hire, resulting in a death. His pre-detention hearing is scheduled for California. The time for that is still TBD.
Just going back to the whole Lil Durk thing.
Yeah.
You have engaged with him. We've seen pictures of you standing with him. First of all, can we just get your reaction to the news of this famous hometown person who has an organization that's doing good things with kids being arrested in connection with this, and have a follow-up?
Yeah, well, look, I don't know all the circumstances and details around, these accusations. What I do know, though, is that
I'm gonna be honest with you. Durk can still beat this shit. Like, y'all think about it. Like, he could still beat this shit, like, type shit.
Lil Durk's mission to build financial literacy for children across the city and making other critical investments for the children of this city, where his heart, has been. And I mean, there's no secret to the trauma that he grew up in and how he has worked to turn that trauma into opportunities for other people.
You were given about a month after taking office a $150,000 campaign donation from him. Do you feel like you should donate that to charity or do something with that money? Is it tainted?
Well, I mean, look, I don't operate in feelings. I operate in truth and justice. And again, I don't know all the circumstances around these accusations, but again, what I do know for sure is that, here's another example of a young black man who grew up in severe trauma that led to life choices that he has been very open and vocal about healing from those choices. It's why he's been committed to finding his righteous path, seeking out, truth and justice.
Like, whoa, the mayor actually like, oh shit. Like the mayor actually like with it.
His faith, while also investing in behavior and mental health support for individuals. Look, what will
you do with the money?
Well, as I said, right now we have allegations, right, that he has not been tried. And
damn, like, what are you doing with the money? Like, nigga, he gave the money in good faith to them kids. What they got to do with the crime? They took the key back. With the money been spent. Fuck you talking about? Like, the money was in good faith to the kids. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. Like, let them kids have that money if they're less fortunate.
And I understand the question. I don't want you to think I don't understand the question. I'm just saying, you're asking me a question about someone who has worked to transform his life, who has admitted that he is on a journey to transformation and has not been charged with anything. Has not been convicted of anything. And so if you're asking me if I should make a judgment on a black man before a full trial has actually come to fruition, I hope you do understand why it is not my position.
They treat us. Look how they treat us. Like, even though niggas said you innocent until proven guilty. Like I bet you that's a white man that's asking that question. Like, niggas is crazy, bro.
To determine the outcome of someone's life, especially in a system that, quite frankly, has not been overly.
After the death of King Von, Quando Rondo and his entourage seemed marked for death. Amid rumours of $1 million bounty on his head, he would need to move safe. But even before the feud with King Von, Lil Durk, and his OTF collective, Quando Rondo had other people that would have wanted to see him dead too. A longtime member of Savannah, Georgia's Rollin' 60s Crips, with local set Only the Mob having deep ties to the streets and years of history catching serious charges, there was numerous groups and gangs from his native city that might have had it out for him. One such example was the crew known as SAK, or the Section 8 Kids, who was still hating on Quando Rondo and his crew. Only the Mob, OTM, sometime referred to as JOG or Jump Out Gang or 1027, Quando's crew were an enormous target for numerous people. And just like Lil Durk from Chicago, Quando Rondo's ops from Savannah would use music as an attempt to get back at them. For example, in April 2022, S8K Gutter drops the song Drill Time, along with a music video that started out with him crossing out 1027 and Jump Out Gang tags on a wall. And he would rap F1027 in this song. So at this point, Quando and his team have the most dangerous gang in Chicago trying to kill him, as well as numerous ops in his own native city of Savannah also looking to take his life. But Quando didn't seem bothered. After the release of Lil Tim and his new mixtape Still Taking Risks, it appeared that Quando and Tim had no fear about being outside or speaking their minds. In April, Quando Rondo would be broadcasting his daily activities, sliding openly through the streets of Savannah, accompanied by his mother and $50,000 in cash. He would be mobbing with his local friends like Phoenix and Big Tim, seemingly with an army of people watching his back throughout the area.
Yeah! Ride around thugging with Mon Dukes today. 50 on me. Hey, y'all boy, I'm about to go in the store, be on the lookout. Alright. Okay, Troy. Going on.
Motherfuckers be extra, bro.
Riding around with Mon Dukes thugging today. Why? Mon Dukes, I got my little all around and shit. Hey, Phoenix, watch my car, cuz. Yeah, I'll watch. What's Marvin love, bro? What's going on?
I did,
Boy, you messed my auntie number up yesterday too, now. She hit for my birthday, she played 25 tickets. It really supposed to be 150, right? Yeah, you messed my auntie number.
Mrs. Birthday.
Yeah, this big little Tim.
Being whack as hell, huh?
Facts.
In this live, Quando is behaving like he truly runs the city, even proceeding to smoke a cigarette on live inside of the
He lit a cigarette in the store?
convenience store. At one point, Quando actually starts winning at a game, even calling up Lil Tim in the store, saying that he's up big money.
Call Lil Tim. I need some. Call Lil Tim. Call Lil Tim, big play. Big play. Call Lil Tim. Call Lil Tim, we up. Call Lil Tim. Woo! Right there. Right there. Call Lil Tim. Why you ain't calling him yet? No, you not. Yeah. I'm in that hitting, baby. Check me out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big play, what it's doing? What I hit for? Man, 30,000. Speak it into existence. Okay. Lil Tim. Lil Tim.
Well, that's the first time
Lil Tim.
I see you.
Stop playing now. Stop playing now. I don't play no games. Get that ready, Nanny. Get that ready, nigga. Come on now. Joanna. I ain't been in here 5 minutes and I done hit that Joanna.
Hold on, so they gonna give you this in cash?
Watch out, don't touch nothing. You touch something, you gonna pay for it.
Ain't no money in there, ain't no pressure on no money.
But you still owe me goddamn.
I'm gonna scan this, man.
How you gonna scan it? Do something to it. Alright. How much that is?
$330.
See, Marcus, you hit my birthday for $330.
It's interesting because you can actually really see the close friendship that Quando and Tim had in these little moments. On May the 11th, 2022, Lil Tim does an interview with Fuchsia's TV where he spoke on the Von situation. He didn't go too in detail about the events of that night, but he did boldly claim that he did what any good friend would want them to do.
No bullshit. I don't fault bro for doing what he did that night. Like, he actually did really what he was there to do. No bullshit.
Where you at? Like, they would have wanted their partner to be there for him.
So while Quando and Tim were out here living life and speaking openly about their thoughts on this situation, behind the scenes, Quando's ops from different cities were making connections and plotting against him and his people. In May, S8K members seen on Instagram Live with O-Block members who were friends with King Von. It seemed like Lil Durk was still on the hunt and looking for ways to potentially get his revenge on Quando or Lil Tim for the death of King Von. And Durk wasn't even keeping this a secret. On June the 3rd, 2022, Lil Durk says that he's still trying to nail him, i.e. kill Quando, on the track Keep Dissing 2 with Boston Richie. Durk would go on to liken himself to King Von, rapping, "Bro got bodies, he's a demon child, I'm brothers to a devil." After the Slide for Von trend had become so popular, it seemed to be common knowledge that Lil Durk and the people around him were openly trying to have Quando Rondo killed. But despite their earlier sentiments, Quando and Tim weren't all about the negativity. In August 2022, in an effort to give back to his community, Lil Tim did a book bag drive in a Savannah church. Unfortunately, despite making small positive steps, the negativity of gang life in Savannah would prevail. A few days before a scheduled trip to Los Angeles, one of Quando's close friends, Fendi, is killed in a shooting on West 38th Street. After cops responded responded to reports of shots fired around 3 a.m. on the 800 block of West 38th Street, they would find 22-year-old Fendi, real name Phoenix Odom, dead at the scene.
Right now, a man dead, and police are scrambling to figure out who killed him. Here's a look at the crime scene on the west side of Savannah, where you can see investigators gathering evidence for hours overnight. Now, that shooting happened early this morning on West 38th and Bullock Streets. As soon as we learn more about what led to that shooting, we will bring it to you.
Unsurprisingly, Quando's enemies would mock the death of his close friend.
You know, bruh, you know him. I keep on forgetting Savannah close to Mecca. You know him. I keep on forgetting Savannah close to Macon.
But despite the tragedy that took place in Savannah, Quando and his team would press on with their trip to Los Angeles, where initially they'd seemingly be having a good time, as Quando and Lil Pab would post clips to social media showing them in the back of a car, popping a bottle and enjoying the good life. However, unfortunately, it was here in Los Angeles when tragedy would strike again. On August the 19th, 2022, just before 5:30 p.m, while sitting in their SUV, Quando Rondo and Lil Pab would be the targets of an assassination attempt, as 3 masked gunmen would approach Quando Rondo's car whilst parked at a gas station right near popular LA tourist destination, the Beverly Center, where these shooters would open fire. The police chief would later describe the shooters as having gotten out of a white car in dark clothing, shooting, and fleeing immediately after the shooting in what seemed to be a professional hit job.
They gassed up their vehicle, and as they were getting into their vehicle, a white car approached from the alley. 3 men got out of that car. They were in all dark clothing. They approached, fired numerous shots, and then left in that white car going eastbound in the alley north of Beverly. It does appear that we don't see any kind of argument or anything go on beforehand, so clearly these men came here with a mission in mind.
KCAL News would give viewers a good look at the alley where the shots were fired from, and Fox 11 News Los Angeles would break down the entire series of events, explaining that the shooting took place at the gas station, which was followed by an attempt to flee by Quando's
Nah, Durk was wildin', dog.
entourage, where they drove a short distance before pulling over to seek medical attention for Lil Pab, who was hit in the shooting.
Once that SUV is hit by the gunfire, they take off, they hit the gas, and they drive a few blocks away into West Hollywood.
Look how busy that street is, bro.
They wind up stopping over at Santa Monica and San Vicente, right in the very heart of West Hollywood. You know, over there by the sheriff's station, also by the West Hollywood Park. They pull over there because the wounds to the man who was hit inside the Escalade too severe. He's bleeding. They pull over.
Bro, if you ever come to Hollywood, bro, come out here, like, you gonna be like, nah, they ain't do that right here. Hell nah, bro. You gonna be like, how they get away like that? I didn't know. No. Like, it's so crazy, bro.
Over, 911 is called, paramedics rush in, they take the injured man who's hit by gunfire to the ER. He does not make it, does not survive.
This essentially created 2 separate crime scenes, the scene of the shooting and the scene of where Quando's car stopped, with a KTLA-5 helicopter putting surveillance on both of these scenes soon after the incident. According to KCAL, when Quando's car stopped, a pedestrian flagged down a sheriff deputy who began to help Quando and a wounded Lil Pab in a dramatic scene that was captured on camera by bystanders.
And that's where sheriff deputies were then flagged down by a pedestrian during rush hour on a Friday, right around 5:30. They found the victim with a gunshot wound and inside of a black Cadillac Escalade. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital. That is where we are told he died. His identity currently being withheld until family is notified.
Quando Rondo would be filmed by passers-by, breaking down at the scene and screaming in disbelief as his wounded friend Lil Pab is pulled from the car and given CPR, with this heartbreaking scene quickly going viral and being broadcast on most major news outlets.
Somebody got shot, bro.
I'm pressed.
I get it. Can I get some space, please? Hold on. Talk to my partner, okay? I'm gonna help you out. Hey, I know. What was it? I don't know. Look, hey, what was that? I know, Baker. I know. What was it at?
Would you be interested in collecting 5-figure paychecks for a few hours of work?
it's crazy because this could turn to a RICO if like I got more bodies popping up. The Lil Pap case gonna be a whole different case though. I'm saying like if they do get the digging, they could form a little something. If they really start looking at them card transactions from 10 years ago, if they it depends. Like they could really. But if he already about to get life, so it ain't really no need for that. But they can goddamn. But you know feds don't get greedy. Like when they got you, and they got him. So we probably don't even see one. But it's hard to say for real. It's crazy, bro. My nigga Durk be wildin', bro. Whoa. Motherfucking Adam was doing something too.
Unfortunately, Lil Pab would pass away in hospital as a result of his injuries, leaving Quando Rondo devastated, not just at the scene, but with later social media posts memorializing his close friend and cousin. Lil Pab was one of Quando's right-hand men, someone who had been there for him during his come-up and stayed by his side when the whole industry turned against him. Pab had now lost his life, highly likely as a direct result of the $1 million bounty placed on Quando's head following the killing of King Von. Ironically, with Pablo's death coming just a week before he was set to face trial for his 2019 RICO charges. But instead of Pab facing justice, Los Angeles police would now be looking to catch whoever did this brazen and professional murder. This was a brazen and professional hit, with the shooters clearly not caring about the fact that this took place in broad daylight in a busy tourist district. In fact, this scenario was eerily similar to the murder of FBG Duck by members of King Von's gang, O-Block. After all, both of these shootings would seemingly take place right in front of popular tourist destinations, in this situation, Los Angeles' Beverly Center.
To give you an idea, shots rang out there and right across the street, the Beverly Center. Imagine that, 5:30 in the afternoon. Incredibly, no one else hit by the gunfire.
However,
like you see that shit, bruh? It's like a famous mall right across the street from the gas station he died at. Like how did that, bro? Me and my brother went to that mall when my brother was out here. Like went to that mall a couple times, but I've been to that mall a lot of times. But you feel like that area feels so comfortable. If like you don't even need a gun on you. That's how comfortable that area feel. Like I wouldn't goddamn expect a nigga to pull up on me in that area. I promise you.
In the aftermath of the incident, there would be a lot of conflicting narratives regarding who was responsible. Members of the LA-based gang, the Hoover Criminals, would be quick to celebrate Quando's misfortune, no doubt a result of the feud between Quando and the Hoovers many years before. Interestingly, after the incident, posts would circulate with captions saying, "Not Durk's work," which, if you ask me, is a little bit suspicious. After all, Quando had been warned by the Hoovers when he went to LA in 2019, and since he's a member of Savannah's Rollin' 60 Crips, and that the Hoover Criminals are local enemies of Los Angeles' Rollin' 60s Crips, the Hoovers clearly had a grudge against Quando since he had been seen making a disrespectful hand sign towards the Hoovers a few years ago. But that was years ago, and at this point Quando's beef with the Hoovers seemed much more about social media, unlike his beef with the Chicago rappers, which had already claimed the life of King Von. And despite these early reports that the Hoovers were responsible for the shooting, it would actually be friends and associates of King Von who were quick to celebrate the most hard following the killing of Lil Pab. Friends of Von would post pictures of him on IG following the shooting, with some going as far as to say, "Ain't no time frame on that get back," even posting pictures of Quando saying it should have been him. King Von and Lil Durk's DJ Bands would mock Quando Rondo, taking to Instagram saying that he was signing artists to Belt to Ass Records.
Belt to Ass Records, you know what I'm saying? We signed, man. Anybody could get signed, man. That's all you gotta do is play crazy out here. You get your ass signed, man.
O-Block member and friend of King Von, D Bands, would later be on live in O-Block along with other gang members claiming to be smoking Lil Pab.
Tell them who we smoking. We smoking. What's dude name? Lil Pab at the Pt1.
Meanwhile, other OTF affiliates would mock Quando Rondo and tell fans to guess who they're smoking.
Seeing me be like, no!
Y'all killing me with these nose. No! They killing me. Look at their nose. So you killing me. Y'all killing me with these nose, man. No! Swiping, no swiping. Guess we rolling up this morning.
Even OTF affiliate Lil Vani, who had actually gone back and forth on Clubhouse with both.
Yeah, this the muscle. I feel like he got something to do with it, bro. This guy right here.
Quando and Pab himself would take to social media to mock Quando for losing 2 friends, saying that when it rains it pours, and that Quando should keep his chin up. Despite the disrespect coming from the people who wanted Quando and his friends dead, Quando's team would not be discouraged. Lil Tim would post tributes to Pab on his Instagram and his Twitter with a flurry of posts honouring his fallen friend. In one tweet, Tim tells Pablo to say what's up to Sosa and Stucky in heaven, and expressing disbelief about this sudden loss. Lil Pab's brother would also post from his account, saying that he was a real one who stood on business, and saying that he's got Quando's back forever. Even NBA Youngboy would post twice, seemingly indicating that Get Back was on the way, and saying that he truly wants what's coming to him, but it might take some time, even describing the situation as sad and wicked. Youngboy's ominous but tasteful statement would be in stark contrast to the other side. After many of Von's friends had posted disrespectful things on social media towards Quando, one person would stand out from them all, taking the disrespect to a whole new level. A few days after the shooting, a Chicago black disciple named Famous Richard makes a skit and music video mocking Quando's reaction to the Lil Pab shooting.
Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
The song was literally called No, and the hook was Famous Richard just screaming no like Quando did when he saw Lil Pab die. This song was even promoted encouraging other people to do the impression of Quando shouting no, calling it the Quando Rondo Challenge. In response to this, Quando Rondo's friend Jump Out Gang Black, the person who made the song King Tim Story, would clap back with an IG story, saying that things are much deeper than they seem and that people are false claiming this incident, even adding that he is planning to make somebody pay. Meanwhile, a few days after the incident, amid the disrespect coming from King Von's friends and affiliated black disciples in Chicago, Lil Tim takes to Twitter to diss Slutty, tweeting the Slutty way, a reference to King Von's friend Slutty, who had tried and failed to execute Tim the night Von died, ultimately end up being killed by the police. But once the dust settled on this incident, those involved would need to hop off the internet and begin to deal with the real-life consequences of the situation. In September, Lil Tim would be seen at Lil Pab's funeral, and while rumours had circulated that Quando wouldn't be attending the funeral, he'd later be seen carrying the casket along with Lil Tim and others. After the ceremony, Lil Tim would be popping champagne at Lil Pab's wake. And considering just how much of Quando's great artistry has come from him channeling his pain into great songs, it's no surprise that it didn't take him long to open up about the death of his right-hand man Pab in Pain Songs. On August 30th, 2022, Quando Rondo opens up about the situation on the song Give Me a Sign with NBA Youngboy, rapping that people were testing him and now a rapper got killed, as well as saying it broke his heart to see Lil Tim get shot and then charged with murder just for protecting him. Elsewhere on the song, NBA Youngboy raps about King Von sleeping with his ex, saying that he couldn't cope with it, and saying that him and Quando have been blackballed in the music industry for what Lil Tim did to King Von. This would give fans an insight into the pain that Quando and Youngboy had been going through, living with the consequences of King Von's death as a result of their rap beef. But what was still a mystery was who exactly was responsible for this most recent murder of Lil Pab. Soon, the internet would begin piecing together the clues, with a suspicious eye being cast towards the LA branch of the Rolling 60s Crips. Now initially, Quando seemed to have a connection with the LA wing of the same gang he represented in Savannah. He had been seen with Rolling 60s members in LA on his previous trip when he was pressured by the Hoovers, and it seemed that Quando was familiar with that age-old process where the world of rappers and gangsters collide, known as checking in. This is the idea that rappers have to contact the local gang and negotiate protection whilst visiting a new city. This checking in process may or may not involve a payment, or it might simply operate on a mutual respect being shown. Many rappers like Lil Baby have seen showing love to LA's Rolling 60s as part of an apparent checking in process. Here's Lil Baby in Rolling 60s territory with legendary Rolling 60s Crip rapper Nipsey Hussle. A former Crip leader by the name of Big U actually broke down the process of checking in to Charlemagne in an interview on The Breakfast Club.
Explain extortion to us. Would the rappers really be getting extorted by the gang members?
Because if you coming out here, you eating, and you in the club, and nobody know you, and you bringing your crew, then what happened?
You fool.
You fool!
Interestingly, Quando had actually had numerous interactions with legendary LA Crip Big U in the lead up to this tragic incident. Big U had claimed on The Breakfast Club that Quando had reached out to him for protection, and suggested that despite claiming Rolling 60s, Quando had never showed him love until he began having problems with Durk after Von's death.
You know, you got a lot of dudes, like when I was here last time, that claim my neighborhood that's in this music, but they don't really us until it's a problem. Then they call him. Like Quando Rondo. I just showed Envy. Like, you can't call me now. You can't call me when the fire hot. You didn't me before that. You know what I mean? You had my number, you could have called me, you could have did all that.
This comment elicited a response from Quando, who denied ever calling Big U for protection, instead saying that he was asking how he could give back to the Rolling 60s in LA.
It's time for me to start straightening my face, politics-wise. You feel me? It's time for me to leave this street in the streets and just play my role with this internet. I never once called nobody, no on planet Earth for no protection. Because I don't fear no man. Why would I wait to get in some anybody that I ever called, I call on some like, how can I help? How can I do this? How can I do that? I never called no person on planet Earth for protection.
Big U would reply to this, claiming to have love for Quando, but also suggesting that he was planning to pull up on him and that he was in his town.
First of all, I never talked to Quando. You know, it ain't nothing but love with Quando. And I was only addressing something that Shadow Man had said to me. And my nephew reaching out to do something for the kids, definitely do that. Because I never talked to him. He just asked me if somebody reached out. I just feel like I know Cuz and I've been knowing him. And I never heard from him after we had a conversation maybe a year and a half ago. No, maybe 2 years ago. And then, so when he called me, I'm only on positive vibes. So I'm gonna pull up on Cuz, or he can pull up on me. I'm in his town right now, so, but I ain't got nothing but love for nephew. And he talked to my son them a week ago about whatever they was talking about. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Big U would claim to not be doing anything with Quando if it's about anything negative.
Quando wanna do something for the kids, for the family. I'm definitely with him on that. You know, definitely support him. But no, if it ain't positive, man, I'm not rocking with it. I'm just not rocking with nothing unless it's positive. 100. Period. So I'm not even taking negative calls, man. I'm not looking for no negative calls. I'm not taking negative calls. If I think it's gonna be negative, I'm not taking it. If it ain't positive, if it ain't about doing something constructive and helping these kids, I'm out of it. But no, I never talked to nephew. You know what I mean? I never talked to him as he called me, cause I'm on all positive vibes. But I will talk to Quando.
And months later, Big U would appear on No Jumper in an interview where he seemingly apologized to Quando and indicated that there had been a miscommunication.
Somebody got to be a man at some point and say they was wrong. Like as far as Quando Rondo, I was wrong for saying it, but he was wrong for not reaching to his homeboy. And then on the same line that I reached out to you, you reached back out to me on it. You know what I'm saying? But I apologize to my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where it starts and stops. Somebody got to apologize. They was wrong. I was wrong.
And then, a couple of months later, in August 2021, Quando is in Los Angeles on a trip the year before the death of Lil Pap. And on this trip, he would appear in a sit-down interview with Big U himself, the ridiculously titled Checking In podcast on World Star Hip Hop, with Big U starting off the podcast welcoming Quando to LA.
Checking in with my young fella, Quando.
Dad.
Yeah, man. What's up, young fella?
Coolin'.
Is you in California, huh?
You dig?
You see? You know what I'm saying?
The land.
Man, I'm glad to have you, man.
These two would seemingly patch over their past feud and exchange mutual apologies, with Big U elaborating, saying that his nephew said that
that shit don't even look genuine.
He did Quando wrong and vouched for him.
As a man, my little homie called me and he told me, Unc, you was wrong. But I'ma say I was wrong too, because you said I was wrong.
This was an interesting interview where Quando would open up about a lot of things he was going through during this time. Quando feels that every song he puts out, people assume he's dissing certain people, but he says he has so many beefs going on that people actually get it wrong.
I be saying like a lot of stuff I say like in songs and stuff like, this ain't the only person I have a problem with. Like, I ain't talking to this person. Anything say, they gonna put it that way.
Quando would also explain that his enemies are actively trying to stop his money by making shows so dangerous that venues keep on canceling.
They trying to stop my money. You feel me? Fans thinking I'm high, and when they don't know, like I'm dying to do shows and stuff.
Big U would also explain the process of checking in with Quando, saying exactly what a rapper should expect if they check in with the Rolling 60s in LA.
You might check in with me. I'm gonna tell you what clubs to go to and what clubs not to go to. They ain't dealing with the right people.
If I go to Chicago, if any of my artists is going different places, I tell him call this dude. Because he treated me right, he gonna treat y'all right.
Quando would also claim that he could never stop being a Crip.
I'm real heavy like on cripping, period. I'm gonna do that to the day I die. Sometimes I ask the Lord, when I be asking the Lord for forgiveness, first thing pop up in my head is, boy, I can't stop being no Crip though. You feel me?
Quando would explain that you don't have to be a killer to be a Crip, and that anyone can identify as a Crip.
I always tell them like, cuz, you don't have to be a killer to be a Crip. You don't have to be no shooter to be no Crip. You ain't gotta be no jack boy to be no Crip. You could be a dentist and be a Crip. You just a Crip. That's a dentist.
Quando and Big U seemingly left things on good terms after this interview. Answer this, LA Crip Jay Stone would reply saying you can't just drop your flag and quit the gang, and that real Crips lose homies all the time, and not everyone is going to slide for you. Quando would seemingly respond to this with a follow-up post, essentially warning people not to talk about him, saying he doesn't care because he's rich, has 200k, and can knock down anyone in his way. One theory about how the Rollin' 60s might have set up Quando Rondo has been linked to an LA-based Rollin' 60s rapper by the name of Brick Baby. Brick Baby dropped a verse on YG's 2016 song, the menacingly titled track Don't Come to LA, a song all about robbing and shooting out-of-towners. He'd also openly claimed not to like Quando in an August 2021 No Jumper interview, calling him out for claiming Rolling 60s and trying to get Big U and the LA Crips to try and squash his beef with Lil Durk and the Black Disciples, essentially saying that Quando needs to check in every time he comes to LA.
It's like Quando Rondo.
You're not with him.
Boy, stop. Don't come to the 60s. that bro, that boy your ass.
Well, that's gotta be weird for you because you with Durk so much.
It ain't weird for me. You know what I'm saying? You're not from Rolling 60s.
Oh, really?
You're not from LA Rolling 60s. You're not from Rolling 60s.
Right.
You gotta come talk to the streets.
Big U's a little removed from a lot of it.
Nah, he is the streets. Vine was in and out of jail, so I done seen Vine when I was down there in the O. All that shit when I be going to Chicago and all that shit. If my boy lose a close homie on the hood, that's my boy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my boy. I'm not from BD. I'm from 60s. But you lose you my boy. Like my ops, your ops at this point.
He'd even been seen in the studio with Lil Durk in the months before the shooting, and in an Atlanta vlog where he said that he'd been friends with Lil Durk and the Black Disciples all the way since 2015. Brick Baby was even rolling with OTF member Doody Low in January 2022, calling their alliance 6OTF.
How do you know my friend Brick Baby Shitra over here?
That's gang. I've been knowing bro for like 5 years solid.
Wow.
Like 7.
7. Who else you tap with out here in LA?
Brick Baby.
That's it.
I don't, you know.
Just days after that shooting at the Beverly Center, Brick Baby would post on social media telling Quando that he's a fake Crip for not checking in with him and giving them money and guns.
If you from out of town and you banging the hood from California, you're an imitation gangbanger if you do not check in. If you do not make sure your hood is funded, you don't make sure your hood got blicks, if you don't make sure your hood got sticks and the kids is eating over there, a couple who put you down with the play family is straight, you're an imitation because a motherfucker don't deal with the same enemies we deal with in LA.
Brick Baby goes on to comment on Quando's claim of dropping his Rolling 60s Crip flag, saying that Quando can't leave a gang that he was never in.
You can't leave a hood that you never was in. You claiming our hood. You cannot leave a hood you never was in unless you just get put off. Stop claiming it. If you don't want to deal with street politics, stop gangbanging.
With all of this content floating around, it's no surprise then that rumors would spread that Brick Baby had something to do with this. Allegations which he personally denied on social media.
Stop playing with a name, cuz. Stop playing with my name. Point blank, period. On 6-0 Crip. Die every day. Don't got nothing to do with me. On 6-0, you internet ass, steady putting stories together. You is on the street. No, I don't got nothing to do with it. Stop calling my phone, talking about, oh, hey, you know, man, on 6-0, man. On hood, them boys got ops. On 6-0, ain't none of my crashing out Beverly Hills in broad daylight.
with this whole situation even provoking a response from NBA YoungBoy, who said, "Wait till I start talking." However, from here, Brick Baby would bizarrely go on to do a series of interviews speaking on the situation directly, telling Cam Capone News that Quando was smart to try and squash his beef with Big U.
It was a great move for him, like, to go check in with the big dog, because that's our big dog. So you trying to get him to soften up the people that's around your age and, you know what I'm saying, still outside. He's still outside too, but you get what I'm saying, to soften it up for us. So if we come around and just say I did something to him and he called Big Bro, like, oh, but Big Bro called me like, man, I told you it was cool. You know what I'm saying? He went that way. But the whole thing is, that's not the age group that you beefing with. You know what I'm saying? You beefing with Durk, right? You want to get a message to Durk, that's my boy. So the age group that you dealing with, he still, even when Unc get the message, he gonna have to call me to get the bro. I'm the closest one to bro. You get what I'm saying?
Brick Baby would also express how surprised he was when he heard that Quando, an apparent Roland 60 Crip, had killed a Chicago black disciple, the King Von situation, with Brick Baby thinking that he'd thought Quando had a good relationship with the black disciples because of his earlier connection to Lil Durk.
I'm like, damn, a 60 killed the BD? Like, they don't know how close we is? Like, these are boys. Like, what the been going on? And I'm like, he's been living in LA. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are boys. Like, what is going on?
But Brick Baby once again would outright deny being responsible, saying you must be smoking dope to believe that.
With me with 2 strikes, what I'm gonna get out of putting for killed broad daylight in Beverly Hills, man, you gotta be smoking good crystal. You gotta be smoking big dope, Chris Brown style. You know what I'm saying?
I got that same hat, but black.
Dead homies. Wrong crib.
Brick Baby would later be asked in a September the 11th, 2022 interview with Cam Capone News about these rumors that continued to spread that he was personally involved in the incident that claimed Lil Pab's life, with Brick Baby claiming to have been in Atlanta at the time of the incident.
There was the Quando Rondo situation at the Beverly Hills, in Beverly Hills at the gas station. I guess there was rumors about you?
Yeah. I was in Atlanta, so 100% the police know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna let the police do their job, because I ain't not finna put me in the middle of no murder while I'm raising my kids.
He would go on to say that he wouldn't even comment whether or not he was involved with it.
He said he was in Atlanta.
Y'all caught me slipping on camera and I really popped something and y'all got it, like, it's all over the internet. It's like, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be commenting on it though. I wouldn't be saying, hey, leave my name out of it. I'd probably go the scary way and just blank out all social media, just get up out of here somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about it. They gonna have to come find me. I'm not operating with a phone or nothing after I do.
He would also go on to say that he isn't surprised that people think he's involved due to his past history with Lil Durk, but he denied believing that Lil Durk could have possibly been involved in the hit.
Were you surprised when you started hearing rumors about yourself?
Hell yeah. No, hell no. As soon as I seen, at first I seen, all right, I landed in Atlanta, boom, it say he got.
You see his response when he found out, ooh.
I shot at a football game in South Georgia. He was shot too. So yeah. I'm looking, I'm like, damn, ain't catch a break. Cause I was like, didn't he just lose a homeboy like the day before that or something? I'm like, watch what the internet do with this. I already knew it was coming. I just was laughing. I doubt Durk had something to do with 600. Like, I don't see how.
A few days later, Brick Baby even said in a September the 15th, 2022 interview that there's an old saying that you're not a Rollin' 60 until you kill another Rollin' 60, an allusion to the death of Nipsey Hussle at the hands of Eric Holder, another Rollin' 60.
At a point, it was like everybody in LA used to say, oh yeah, you ain't a real 60 till you kill a 60. But it's like our hood big, and it been internal beefs for years.
He would also clown Quando Rondo for attempting to change sets after the death of his friend, laughing at him for trying to tap out the gang like it's wrestling.
Have you ever thought about leaving the set alone? Because recently there was a young rapper who said he's done with that. He said he's done with that. But
hey, I said 1, 2, 3. Man, never in life. Even if I was like, we got retired gangbangers in the hood.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's the way you go about it. You go never drop your flag though.
Around a month after the shooting, Brick Baby would be seen on social media flexing with bundles of cash and releasing a new song with OTF artist C3, a track called Brick Lato, a track which had C3 rapping, "I heard they claim in 60, have them real hoods get at you," as well as rapping, "They drop that location, we at your spot, we pulling up like peekaboo," with this release sparking yet more speculation that Brick Baby had actually been signed to Lil Durk's OTF label just a month after the shooting, with an OTF affiliate jumping on this song with him, seemingly claiming responsibility for the deed. But Brick Baby would duly deny his involvement in the incident in yet another Cam Capone interview.
That nigga teeth look like 2 peppermint gum, you know, a little square gum, little SpongeBob teeth ass nigga.
And then there was the rumors about you signing to OTF. Is there anything to that?
Nah, man, it ain't nothing to it. I mean, it's OTF. We got in the works, but it ain't no locked in type situation. They just see me on the gram with a gang of money and just think that it's that.
However, Brick Baby would continue to drop songs like the track Murder Dance with I Swear Vezo, where he raps, "I just gave 100 bands to my murder man, I prepaid for 10 bodies," and "He don't need a stretcher, he need a body bag. He was dissing on the net, we finally caught his ass. Only thing I'm regretting is I ain't wear a mask." And lyrics saying, "Broad daylight, knock his brains out, dropped 50 on his car, knock his frame out." But Brick Baby would have people really surprised when he said outright in a No Jumper interview with Poetic Flacco that people can no longer tell Lil Durk that he needs to slide for Von because of what happened to Lil Pap.
Oh, they did something. Oh, slide for him. Oh, you a Oh, yeah.
Slide for Von, right? Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh, yeah, because of... Wait, no. Like, who died?
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Or who?
Nah, because Lil Pop.
Oh. What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more. That's the new term, like no more slide for Von.
And do you feel like you now have earned your way into the quote-unquote OG status now?
Definitely.
Right.
Not like that, it's just like, because of the way I carry myself.
He would go on to say that Quando has to lay in the bed that he made by not showing love to the Rolling 60s Crips in LA.
You should have been doing the right thing from off the rip. That's what they say, the bed.
It's Brick. Damn, Brick. They gonna get him. Why? Hey, I bet. How much you want to bet this Brick, baby, bro? That's Coca Spreader number 2. Hell nah, bro. Damn, dog.
You gonna lay in the bed that you make. That's just a perfect example. Like, hey, if you would have handled your connections or your people, whatever you had, the right way before jumped off.
And saying that Quando was dumb for beefing with Durk, who has $20 to $30 million to his name.
That just signed the deal for like 20, 30 million, Durk, right?
Yes.
Who the to beef with Cuz for you? Nigga got too much money, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, listen, man.
Don't beef with rich people.
Don't beef with rich people, man. Unless you gonna slide. And you don't need to say nothing out loud. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, point blank period. Don't put that bag of thing on your head.
These bold comments attracted shock on Twitter from other apparent members of the Rolling 60s Crips,
So
and Brick Baby
whack.
would later deny his comments were self-snitching, reaffirming once again that he has nothing to do with the shooting.
Never said nobody
That
did
nigga
nothing.
whack as
On the
fuck,
dead
bro.
homies. I ain't say Durk did nothing. I ain't say nobody did nothing. I said the internet say you can't say slide with Von no more. We don't got nothing to do with them games the boys was playing. 6-7. Dead homies. And I doubt Durk got called just rolling around in LA, come on, let's make it make sense.
But even as recently as April 2023, Brick Baby is still releasing music like his most recent track, Not Enough, which came with lyrics where he seemingly admitted outright to lining people up and boldly proclaiming to have been paid in excess of $1 million for setting someone up to get killed. All of these public statements paint a picture of the LA Rollin' 60s being involved in this incident. But for the record, at the time of making this video, this crime is still completely unsolved, and there's been no substantial evidence to tie anybody to the murder of Lil Pac.
Damn, that's crazy that when this video was made, they ain't have nobody.
This murder, just being the latest senseless killing, is yet another dark moment in hip-hop history. Just like the death of King Von, there really are no winners here. Thankfully, Quando Rondo survived this assassination attempt, but he still lost one of those people who had been closest to him throughout his entire come-up. Fortunately, Quando wouldn't be deterred, and he would return to music, channeling his pain into yet more meaningful hit songs. In fact, Quando Rondo would team up with both NBA Youngboy and Lil Tim to record an entire album of music, speaking openly on everything that had happened over the past few years. If you found that clip interesting, please hit the like and subscribe button, and if you want to watch the full length